we're gonna so we're gonna watch this video, and after watching this video, then I will I will comment on it. So, but I just wanted to say upfront that that thing they do, that thing those ones you see that they will not learn, rushing to now occupy, to now show the image of the person for what it is not. So I know for sure that the individual they're showing here is not the person I'm interacting with. That is to say, let's say that I will. So watch it and I will comment on it. So as the video is going to start up again, I want everyone to pay attention to the belly area. That's not such as pregnancy. That's no marriage. Okay, look at her belly now. So I'll just I'll pause the video. So I will do this recording. So I turn the camera. I'm about to turn the camera to face me. Yes. So this I'm not sending that here. So I'll want to begin the conversation by saying that. I identify myself, and then I petition my mom not identifying myself. I petition that force that gave me life. My mom, my chima were the one that does not die. Those that march. So I'll start from saying those accept that force that gave them life do not die, because the march had already. That's not grammar rule. Have already happened. Once you accept your more, it comes with that strength and that awareness. There's no power, and that authorization to marry and authority and the strength to cleanse yourself. And this is also part of the things we talk about, the cause of diseases, pregnancies, also a stage of not cleaning and cleansing themselves. And also, being a child is also death. It's also imaginary dreams, what they're showing, what is not happening. Parenthood also imaginary, what is not there, just like fishes and meat. So I say again, pregnancy is also like fishes and meat. Yes, in that line, it's a dream. It's not what is happening. So I talked about this. The YouTube policy says when you want to upload the content in the YouTube, it will ask you. This also rhymes with seeing is not believing, hearing is not believing, talking is not believing, smelling is not believing, experiencing something is not believing. The forehead, the brain activity, the back of the head, back of the apron, it's not believing, because these things can be delusions. These things can be manipulated by these things that are being banned. I won't say these things can. These things are being manipulated by those ones that insist that they will not learn. So talking is not believing. Experiencing something is not believing. Yes, but when you take permission from your mmuo to experience something, like to drink water to clean your room, then it's real, because you are taking permission and the learning and instruction and authority from that force, and the money and the never countables to do that thing. That's why it's real. What is not real is when the individual does not take permission to live, when the individual does not take permission to do things, and when the individual does not accept the one that force that gave them life, not papa, not mama, not through pregnancy, not the child, not the race, not the color, not any religion, not any Satan or any God, none of the things, not any UFO, not anything that will lie and deceive others, not those that will say one thing in their thought and they say a direct opposite of what they said in their thought communication. So if you want to upload something on the YouTube, because the YouTube knows, the OD people in the YouTube knows that seeing is not believing, talking is not believing, experiencing something is not believing. That's why they wrote this. They say if you want to upload anything in their system, in their OD YouTube, not their imaginaries they're showing, which also has also been arrested. I'm not sending that to it. Those that are pushing that envelope to talk like that will fall into their death and disease and die. I'm not kidding. So it's a good sunrise. So if you want to upload anything on the YouTube, they will ask you the question, do any of the following describe your content? They will ask, make a real person appear to say and do something they did not say or do, or show. It's also, or now show the person for what they are not, like that. I'm not saying that way. The video and photo editing software, not to switch around, that they will now will remove their own head. That's where I'll say it, and put another person's head and now show what the person does not look like, or now show what the person is not. Just like I talked about my dear girlfriend, that they are showing her that she's pregnant when she's not pregnant. That's also how they're doing this also. That imagination, they're showing what is not happening. So does it alter the footage of a real event, or real place, or real person? Alters the image of a real person, that's showing big and small, or now adding things to the person's image when the person is not big or small, or not showing the person the way they actually do not look like, but they might also want to now copy and show that the person looks like that when the person did not look like that. The person wanted to teach me how to say this thing so that there will be no confusion to those that this information is meant for. It's also meant for me. So then, when I say, does it generate a realistic looking scene that did not actually occur? This is a very important. That's why I put it on the wall. And also I took permission from Ode YouTube. Yes, I'm not kidding. I petitioned my mom to petition Ode YouTube to put it on the wall. Yes, because this is a very good information. This is also the issues. Those ones that say they will not listen, that they will have a person. So I start to say, before I open my mouth, before I open my physicality mouth to start this discussion, that force that gave me life more. Ode indicated not kind of Ode about Ode played and never countables Ode VA. Yes, OD, OD, veteran affairs, OD, US veteran affairs, and OD, VA, I won't say off, OD about VA also. Yes, and OD Kano, VA also. Yes, I'm not kidding, the never countables have already verbalized. My mom have already verbalized the lessons and teachings of today. I won't use the word today because a 24 hours does not make any update sunrise, and all day never countable sunrise. So with this information, I picture someone identifying, but my name is Odai Chimroke Victilos. I'm someone that is obedient. I won't use the word obedient because that's that bend that they're not spelling out that is in that OB. So I would say I'm someone that is always accepted to obey my mom, that I've accepted, that I will always listen, that I will always be obeying. Yes, I will always be obeying, both BEED and BEING. That's all. And it's more than that. That I will always obey my day, whether I know that thing or whether I don't know that thing, levels of awareness. So the information that I before any reality I'm obeying, I've already merged, not a male. You cannot put a gender above or below the other. I've already accepted to obey Modi, and that's why the permission and the authorization to merge, and indeed the never countable, the ancestors, the water ancestors, the sun ancestors, the fire ancestors, and the never countable life forms that have already accepted to be obedient. I will use the word obedient again. To obey, always obey the yes. Section 182 is already done to teach us how to, in the secret way, how to pronounce the word to replace when I use that word obedient, which is not what it is. I don't want to use the bend. There's a bend in that obedient. It's not. Though it does not teach by force, but in those days we show the individual the common sense approach in the things the more teaches, and also hold everyone responsible for the very thought they accept. So those are things that they will not learn, then though they will punish them to taking away their physicality, their life away from them. I'm not kidding. Or those that are not yet, those that will not real and make and also create those that insist that they will not learn, because it's through learning that we come to that awareness and cognition that force that gave us that gave us life, or would have given life to those that will not listen, is always greater and higher than our physical self and our muscle, and never countable also, never countable much. I won't say it in that format. And my mom is always greater than me, but the information is correct, because once you merge to that force that gave life to a physical being, then it's no longer in that sense. So that's why I won't use that expression. But always, even then I'll say it in this way, even after the marriage, that force that gave life to physical being is always great and higher. Those of marriage will still tell that force that gave them life comes first before anything. Sufficient one day to teach me how to pronounce it, to teach me how to say the thought, to express that information also. But once they've been merged to that force that gave them life, they are no longer the same. The barriers of space, the barriers of awareness and awareness, the barriers of distance force on his face, and those are protecting it also, and those are protecting it force on his face and die. So right now, in real time, I'm in never countable places because of the match, because I'm always will be obey, I'm always to obey and accepted to obey my more before any reality. It's not reversible, it's not revocable, it's just the way it is. Those that will now want to say different things, then those who will fall into their death and decay and die. It's a good one. So I just watched the video we just watched. The question will be asked. Marriage is not real. Marriage is a dream. So how do you determine what is real and what is not real? I just explained it. What is real is when you take permission and authority and to do I won't use anything, because when you say anything, then they will not say they want to steal or want to do the wrong things. So those things those things they're using to deceive themselves, they now say that's what they want to use it to do. So once you take permission from your mmuo to do the things that your mmuo have already approved, like in the America we say pre-approve, pre-thought, pre-approve, what your mmuo have already approved. Yes, what makes common sense, what is logical, what is not a fairy tale, what is not a dream. That's no love, that's no marriage. And this is the first thing I teach the girlfriend. So the person they are showing is called, the person calls himself coach, and I'll say not a coach because of from Odi. This has been happening also from Odi Omaya, and the about the never was to show the individual that they're showing is an imaginary being. That's also a dream. So those that will now claim to be OD girlfriends when they are not is also a criminal activity, and that individuals also have died in that place for doing what should never be considered. Those that understand, those that are listening with that force that give them life, knows why I said that also. I'm not laughing. Life is not play. So, and the torture that happened when they were showing that individual, when they were showing their picture, that they are carrying what? I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. It's sufficient more to take that thought. Those that say they're carrying their babies in their belly. The question will be asked, are they carrying it in their eyes or in their nose? Are they vomiting their baby? Are they giving birth their baby? Are they vomiting their baby? If you wanted to show what they also teach in other places, in other, which I would say in other dreams, which I will now call it, or each time I call it places, I take, if I want to take it apart to show what it is and what it is not. It's other dreams, not reality. Dreams are not reality. Dreams are imagination that is not taking permission and permission to do things, which is also thinking. So we'll start from what is known. So there's no such thing as pregnancy. There's no marriage. There's no love. These are the two. There's no compassion. There's no mercy. There's no forgiveness. There's no forgiveness. There's no trust. There's no God. Yes, there's no God. There's no Satan. There's no Jesus. Yes, whether it's child Jesus or the one that have also died, all of them have all died. There's none of those things. Those things are imagination of those that insist that they will not learn, those that insist that they will not take their shower, that they will not cleanse themselves and clear themselves from destructive thought that want to cause them to kill themselves. Those are the ones that are showing these things. Those are the ones that are showing those what is not real. So I'll be very clear. I'm sure I want to be much, much clearer. So this information, the question will be asked, if the question is asked, what is the cause of death and disease? The answer is already known. There's at this level of awareness, and all the tapes they're playing and movies they're playing in other dreams, if you want to take it apart and to destroy it. The cause of death is there's no such thing as, I don't want to use the word first, but this is also sufficient only to organize it for me, not from that individual, and do the cause of death. Yes, the cause of death, the cause of dying, the cause of decay, the cause of cognition issues, the cause of cognition disorders, the cause of disfigurement. You're walking around, they say they are deformed. That's not what is happening. That's a dream. I'm not laughing. So the cause of death is not learning, being disobedient, not obeying that force that gave them life. Yes, there's no power. There's no one will be given the authority. The authority comes from accepting to obey that force that they will give life to a physical being that decide to accept them for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. For the right reasons. The right reason is to accept that force that you did is always greater and higher than the physical self. That's why it starts. Those that will not accept that, that concept from religion, from the ancestors, and the ancestors are already dead and decayed. So those that will not be able to accept that the idea is always greater. There's no sharing of anything. Those are complete bullshit and nonsense. There's no sharing, there's no power, there's no sharing of anything. There's no sharing of a body. Yes, there's no sharing of there's no such thing as a fame. There's no sharing of anything, there's no sharing of a body, there's no sharing of a house. Not in the way they will not say that this and that will not be accepted. So again, the cause of death is not obeying that force that would have given them life. But someone want to teach me never countable ways to say it in ways that those that this information is meant for will understand it. There will be no distortion from understanding what I just said, that the cause of death, the cause of all diseases, it does not matter the name they will give it. And those names also they're giving it are the stages of not drinking their water, the stages before they are dead. But before it happens, they will be told never countable times, look at what they are looking at if they do not listen. If they do not listen to what the nature, what the rain, yes, the rain, what the rain is saying. Rain is a life form. The sun is a life form also. What the sun is saying, if they do not listen. So that's why that recording of them Washington, those that block their ears and refuse to learn and refuse to listen. So the cause of death is not obeying that force that would have given them life. That's those that find it difficult to admit and to ask. There's no meat here to admit, to accept that force that would have given them life is greater and higher than them. Then they are done. Then they already destroyed themselves. I'm not kidding. Then I won't call it. I won't call it the primary. I've used the word primary and the first course, but I want to teach me the proper total words to use. That the cause of that is not listening, not taking care of their, not learning also. Because without learning, no one will be able to understand and cognize to come to that point to accept their more. So without learning, no one will know the true use of water. Those that say they will not learn will not know the true use of water. A good example, water has a function. That is to say, to cleanse and to clear and to remove destructive thought in the environment. Taking shower, very important. Cleansing your room, very important. Clearing the thought, both inside self and outside self, very important. This is also where this is where our more comes in, because our more it will be the one that will now teach us how to cleanse both inside self and outside self. So that's how it works. I'm not kidding. So the cause of all diseases is because of they are not taking care of themselves. They are not taking their shower and lying about it, or not saying they will not take picture shower, or not claim someone's shower, or not say that they're buying shower. Like that one that happened there too. With what? That would be the question of the asked. Not with that. Nobody will accept that. They will do exchange. Will say no. They don't accept showing us as a monetary value. I'm not kidding. And also that place will tell them the flying pilot fuel station, gas station will tell them that that is not how to get what your mom wants you to, what your mom have approved for you, and what the deal of that place have approved is not showing they are behind, or not showing that they will not have sex, which is also what is also imaginary. That thing they do. I won't use my body to do that. So the cause of death is not taking their shower, not cleansing themselves, not living in a clean environment, not taking permission from their mouth to petition the water life form to get the water in their system, whether the water to cool down the body temperature, the water to wash the body, to wash the inside and outside the body. Not taking permission to get real food defined as OD approved food. Fish and meat are not in reality. Fish and meat are not real, because no one can eat another life form. How will it be that someone will eat another life form? Where nobody has the right or the authorization to eat another life form. It does not matter whether they are big or small. So those that are eating fish and meat are not in reality. I never eat fish and meat. I never ate it. Dear girlfriends do not eat fish and meat. That's the thing they're doing. They're projecting what is not happening. Yes, that audio recording of 301 also very important. So the question will be asked, whenever you see something, you petition your mom, like that video that I just played. I petition my mom to ask that video, yes, and the people in that video to teach us the right thing that we're seeing and the things that we're not seeing. We ask our mom to ask the question, is that real? Is pregnancy real? Is that individual that's showing their face with the baby, with that mannequin head, is that real? I'm not laughing. That question will be asked. The question will be asked. Is that thing they're showing real? Is the thing they're saying real? Are they decayed beings now showing what is not happening? The question will be asked. You will be someone to ask those that are showing that and everything that is in that movie to ask the question. Yes, with my mom, the mom already asked the question, and what is not real, what is not common sense has already destroyed itself. I'm not kidding. So the information is very simple. Those ones that say that the girls have that the girls I'll say it in this format. There's no such thing as pregnancy. But those that are saying that there's pregnancy are also showing that the boys also are pregnant and hiding. So the person will do to make it public because that's what they're teaching also. So a boy cannot be a girl cannot be a boy. It's just like them saying that there will be truth and lies, which does not happen, which does not occur, which also the force of nature will pull it apart. A boy does not get pregnant, a girl does not get pregnant. Pregnant is an imagination, not a stage of not cleansing themselves. So there's YouTube in Nigeria that I also recorded, where they now gave themselves better, yes, by thinking about it, yes, because those that insist they will not learn do not clean themselves. So any thought they come in contact with, they will execute that thought instantly. Yes, not to hear. But to show there is not an experiment. There's no experiment to show the evidences of this. Those that insist they will not take their shower. Any thought that comes into the environment, so to use that pregnancy that they're projecting to put it in ways that those that will now look at it will now know that that's not complete, that's not real. To put it in their head, that pregnancy in their head, in their hand, in their legs, in their space, in ways that those that will look at it will say will now know for sure. There's no such thing as pregnancy. Just like marriage, just like parenthood, just like religious belief, religious belief and not system. Just like those, just like that's no UFO, that's no UFO, that's no such as UFO, that's no new age people, that's no those that insist they will lie and do whatever they want are not in reality. They are dreams are also are not reality. So I want to show the cause of what they consider as pregnancy is again and again and again and again, not from those individuals that have died. It's not taking their shower and lying about it, not taking permission from their mom to get approved food and water in their system and lying about it also, and now showing picture that they're drinking their water when they have thrown away their water. So anyone that throws their water away, they will take that water and also punish them for lying, for showing falsehood. So there's no pregnancy. Yes. So when you do, I'll say it in this format too, but similarly to encrypt it also. The dear girlfriends, that thing they say that is the system they're showing, which is not the system in the physical being. Someone want to take that system apart and show that this is what they're showing as what is the system that will give back to them. I'm not laughing. Yes, all the system they're showing that is how a physical being look and how the things that will make them pregnant and give birth to what is already dead. I take my patient will take it and they show it to those that will listen, and also to the patient will do about and the never countables to show it, to correct those ones that are showing it, to show it to those that will listen. There's no pregnancy. This is the imagination that they're imagining in their, which I would say not, because they don't have the things their mom gave them. Yes, they rejected and refused the things their mom gave them, to look at things, to examine things, to figure things out, to really ask the question with their mouth, to petition their mouth to ask the question, is this real or is this not real? Is this in reality or is this not in reality? Yes, that's the question will be asked. So I appreciate more to use this opportunity to tell those ones that are not their girlfriends that I know for sure. I don't want to petition about yes, the never countable civilization have already solved the issues coming from those ones that insist that will not learn Maya and the never countables again, never countables marriage beings that have already solved the issues coming from those ones that insist they will not learn, and the marriage beings that are already obeying them more before in reality, and they are here, and their civilization and cultures that and them have not yet created, but they are still here because they have already accepted to be obedient, to obey, not bend, to be obeyed their more, and nature itself, to say to those ones that claims that they now are what they are not, that is not, that individual is not not to coach meaning that it's not the individual that projecting their face to be, which is also that thing they do, which is also a lie, showing someone for what they are not. Sufficient model to also show the places where they're now showing themselves as the papa and mama and not claiming to be, I will now say, themselves, not to me. Sufficient model to teach the real girlfriends how they are doing it, to teach us also how they are doing these things, how they are doing that imagination, how they are playing that movie in their very eyes and now want to reflect it in the OD girlfriend's eyes and the OD girlfriend's image, which is also cannot be doable because they are more will tell those ones that want to do it not to do it, and the consequences of that also. So to now say to the person they will call a coach that I know for sure that she's not the one that I'm interacting with, yes. Though they does not get pregnant, or their girlfriend does not get pregnant because they are more is inside and outside of them. The marriage beings are inside and outside of them. All the never countable civilizations, though the never countables, indeed the never countables, and the ancestors, what are the ancestors and clean ancestors are inside of those who have accepted to obey their more, yes. So no one can make them pregnant. The sins that shown are imaginary. Those sins are already died and decayed. So this is also good to all those that claim to be to have met me in any form, in any way. I'm not laughing. Those that are not the real. Those are not the real. Those are not the real OD girlfriends. They and they never countables to send them a message. But family singles and collective. Devon and his never countable families and OD junior never countable and OD last OD your son OD never countable militaries to send them a message that I know for sure that is no longer hidden. That I know for sure that they are not the ones I'm interacting with. So there's no such thing as carrying a baby, which is also a falsehood. There's no such thing as yes, it's a falsehood. Is that death and disease? Is that the information that they are not taking their shower? So anything that any thought that comes into their reality, which I would say not reality, that comes into their space, they will execute that. Yes, executing that, meaning that they will become that thought. So I wanted to teach us, not a experiment, not a test, just to take apart that argument they are making about that they are having, that they are pregnant or that they are carrying their baby, and all those things they will say in that line, to take apart that argument to show for sure there's no such thing as being pregnant. That's the process of a new thought, a new concept, a new life. The process a life comes to become alive. The process a life form becomes alive. The process a being comes alive. The process a being is being real and created by that force that will give them life if they listen. It's never through pregnancy. Yes, it's never hashing their young. It's never through the egg and the sperm. It's never through lab that they are now combining DNA. I'm not laughing. That is not the process. That they will now put they will now hash a picture. Yes, hashing a picture. Yes, cooking a picture. I'm not laughing. It's also not the process. Anything they will ever present is not the process. That the process will never be known, will never be taught, because how a thought, how a being comes to life, how a being is real, is only meant for that force that gave us life, to those that have listened, not for those that will never listen. So all the thought chattering, they're closing their mouth, only to respond in real time, and it's already done. So there's no such thing as pregnancy. Pregnancy rhymes with that thing, fish and meat. No one has the authority to eat another life form, even in pretense, even in play, even in saying that they're just playing. Yes. So no one is carrying any baby. For that will be them that will carry the baby and die away with that baby. I'm not kidding. So with this information, patient will be able to show for sure. And the never countable to show for sure. And my marriage, never countable, never ending, never countable marriage, self. Physical self in never countable realities that will resolve all the issues coming from those ones that insist that they will not learn. There is no such thing as pregnancy. It's a stage of not taking their shower and lying about it, not consuming, not petitioning their mouth to petition the water life from to get water in their system, not brushing their mouth. That's where the decay starts. Not brushing their mouth, not listening, not taking learning instruction, not learning from that force, from indigenous to never countables to do everything. Yes, that's the cause of pregnancy, and that also rhymes with that thing I talked about, the process, how they destroy themselves. That starts from them putting their hand in any hole in their body, whether in the eyes, whether in the ears. Never those things never happen, whether in their mouth or whether in their butt, to project butt pain. So you look into a white light, the butt pain goes away. You look into the real Uday sun, the butt pain goes away. You look into a dark light also, the butt pain goes away. You look into colors, the butt pain goes away. You look into so many things, the butt pain goes away because it's not real. Because it's not real. It is not real. It's not real. So that's the purpose for the Moise using it to teach. So those are to put their hand in their butt or in any part of the hole in their body to transfer that to butt pain to another being are preparing themselves for death. Because as they continue to put their hands in their bodies, in their whether it's imaginary or not, this will be treated as such. As they continue to put it, it comes to a point where the body system fails, and once one part of the body system fails, all other body parts fails also. So when they eat, that whether illusion or not, when they eat anything, that thing comes out just the way they ate it, and then you come to a point where they lose weight rapidly, and that's the stage they call HIV and AIDS, and then they will not die. But before these things happen, yes, before it becomes their reality, before it happens, the more come into their reality. It does not matter where they say it is, the more takes out and punch the bubbles of their falsehood they have surrendered themselves, and teach them not in the egoistic way, not in the that I'm better or any of those things. They will teach them the right things from the wrong things, and the right things from the wrong things from the right, not switch around. Because when you know something from every side of the argument, so no one will be able to present their argument to now tell someone not to take their shower. Yes. No thought will be able to present their argument to not to take shower, because they will see through the intentions behind those that are now saying not to take shower, that they want to kill themselves. So I've talked about this over and over. If you go to if you cook soup, if you cook food, Uday food, not fish and meat, and then you do not wash your pot, what happens to it? That would be a good question. What happens to those that does not drink their water? What happens to those that does not eat their approved food? What happens to those that does not clean the environment? Pregnancy. What happens to those that does not clean the environment? Pregnancy. What happens to those that don't clean the environment? Pregnancy. What happens to those that does not clean inside themselves and outside themselves? Pregnancy. I'm not kidding. So what happens to those that refuse to clean their pot and their plates? Pregnancy and death and disease. That thing that grows when they refuse to clean the pot and their plates, that thing, the bacteria and the fungus and the black thing that grows, and the maggots also, what they refer as maggots, but that's not what they're called. That grows on the when those that refuse, I won't say any, those that refuse to listen, refuse to learn, refuse to wash their plate, that argument will not fly. Levels of awareness. Those that refuse to wash their plate, because these things are being taught before they being accept their more, before these things are taught. And I've talked about this. The decision to accept your more is done, not in the place they will refer it as. I've talked about this, that they might be that are already obeying their mother, started their more, that are not yet real by their more, but they are still here. They are self-aware also, and they're also teaching here. So those that insist that they will not wash their plate, that thing that grows in the pot that is not washed, that thing that grows in a plate that is not washed, will grow both inside and outside of a physical being that refuses to wash themselves and cleanse themselves and wash the environment and cleanse the environment and refuses to wash their clothes and their things and their space and their house and their apartment. That thing grows in their body. That's what causes all the death and disease. That's what causes the cognition issue. That's what causes decay and death and death and death and death and death and death and death. The patient more to patient odibly and they never can tell us odieba odi omunakara and they never can tell us to say it in ways that those that this information is meant for will understand it and they know the reality of not washing their plate. That thing that happens to, that thing that grows in the plate that is not washed or in a pot that is not washed is what grows in the physical body that refuses to take their shower and lie in a body, that refuses to drink their water and lie in a body, that refuses to eat their food with the permission from their mom. That's what happens to them. And that's why they're decayed, and that's why they're dying, and that's why they will always die. Because they insist that they will not learn, that they will not take care of their physical self. And they have also rejected that physical self that they want, the more gave them. So whatever they're showing is not what is happening. There's no preservation to those that insist they will not learn. There's no saving anything. The only solution, I won't put it in that way, is that you accept to obey your mom, and their mom will then, it is not obtained by trickery or by now lying or by now presenting false information and false movies and tape. It's not, it cannot be obtained by trickery or by 419 or by anything they will ever present. You see that a being, a thought, a thing, a concept, a life form, a life force, a being again, an individual, and also to a collective, accept to obey, to learn from that force, from indigent to the never countables, or not. It is never that way they are saying that thought, which I will not say. It's never, nothing is as yes or no. It's either you accept that force or not. Exception one day to say it. The cause of pregnancy is not taking care of the physical self, both the inside self and the outside self. No, that's not like that. So that thought that now say nobody will give anyone any strength to take their shower. It's by obeying and accepting their mom. That's where the strength and the authority. There's no power. That's where the strength and the authority comes from. The ability. They know how their wellness and awareness, the skills to take care of the physical self and the more in the physical self. It's not by Papa. It's not by Mama. It's not by any religion or region. It's not by any Satan or God. Those are the ones that have decayed and lying about it. It's not the UFO. Those are the ones also that have decayed and lying about it. So I look into the camera. I want to say it in ways that those that refuse to cleanse their pot and their plate, that thing that grows, the thing that grows in the plate that is not to wash, in the pot that is not to wash, the thing that grows in the house that is not cleaned and mopped, is what happens in the inside and outside those that refuse to accept their mom, that refuse to align, that refuse to obey their mom, that refuse to cleanse and clear themselves from destructive thought that are pushing that envelope and hiding it of not listening and not learning. So with this, I want to petition the OD, yes, OD, to petition OD, yes, to petition those that Odiaba and Odiuma. Those that now say that he was supposed to say Odiuma first before Odiaba. That will not fly. They will not get anything from that. So petition wanted to petition Odiaba, to petition Odiuma, to petition wanted to petition also Odiuma, to petition Odiable, to petition Odiomonaka, to petition Odi Germany, Odi South Africa, Odi never countable civilizations that have already solved all the issues coming from those ones that insist that they will not let Odi never countables, Odi never countable militaries and civilian force and court posts and learning centers, school centers, and they never can tell us to say it. What happens to those that insist that they will not learn? What happens to those that do not take care of their physical self? What happens to those that refuse to take their shower and lying about it? What happens to those that refuse to brush their mouth and lying about it? What happens to those that now say that they are buying taking shower, which is not, I'm not laughing, which is not possible. You cannot buy taking shower. You cannot buy someone's shower. You cannot now say that they are jumping at their back now that they are claiming another person's shower. That is also not in reality. That's never happens also. You cannot claim that you are not drinking another person's water. That's also not possible. That's those that are not in reality are saying these things. Those are not in reality. The ones now claiming to now taking a shower when they now thought that someone is taking a shower when it is not the time also. So someone wanted to say these things in ways that it will be understood and cognizable and understandable and understandable by those that this information is meant for. Is also meant for me also. People need to teach us new cognition, new awareness, new information to show the evidences that not cleaning self, not clearing self, not taking shower, not brushing the mouth and the teeth, and not flossing the mouth also is what causes diseases, is what causes death and diseases and cognition issues. All of them with no exception. There's no experiment. Those that merit that in demo will suspend their reality because they want to know for sure, with no hidden intention, they want to know for sure that the trueness of what I'm saying. Who ask that force that gave them life? Is this true that this thing this individual is saying is true or not? Then in the morning they will respond if it's coming from them, not from those that are wearing pictures and showing that they're in a place when they are not in that place. So with this information, there's no law. I petition my mmuo to send information to the real dear girlfriends that they're distorting, to reassure her there's no such thing as pregnancy. Yes, that they will be the one who will be pregnant and die. And also to be in her reality, to clean up all the destructor that is pushing that envelope of dirtiness and not cleansing herself. Yes, I'm not kidding. Person day to do more. Person day about day. Ode Germany, and never countables to do more. Yes, Ode Japan to do more, and they never countables. Yes, to do more. To all the marriage beings, those that have accepted to obey their more, to not just to the girlfriends, the girl gender and the boy gender also, to increase, to approve no more. I won't use the word increase. To approve no more authority for the dear girlfriend, the real dear girlfriend, not the imaginary. It should never be reflected, because these things are pushing my more to do it in the morning. No, it cannot be copied also. So with this, I wish I'm more to petition the blend, the petition the about never countables to do the review, the conclusions, the recommendations, the afterline lesson, the learned thought, the learned experience, the learned 10, yes, the learned 10, the learned thought, the learned experience again, and the never countable information that in demo have already verbalized in never countable ways, to also to further the concept to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, to infinity and beyond never countable infinities, and also to bring down all the distortions, all the interferences, all the false information, all their movies and the tapes and audios that they are portraying and lying about it to punish them, to approve their death and destruction, because they have already decayed. And before that happens, they were told in never countable communication not to accept the thought and the thinking of death and disease and decay. That not taking care of the physical self is what causes death and disease, not accepting that force that will have given them life. is what causes death and disease. I'm not kidding. But I want to say it to those that this information is meant for. It's also meant for me to increase the teaching about the wellness and the awareness, the cleanliness and the cleanliness of a physical being. Yes. And the ones also I wanted to teach, to petition the physical beings that are not seen, to also assist, to teach us also the importance of cleanliness, the importance of taking our shower, the importance, and the dear military is also the importance of brushing our mouth, the importance of destroying the projections of false information and false reasoning to do things or not to do things. So with this, I bit more to make it's already live from to petition the more to petition the blade to never countables to petition the never countables and the civilians and the bodies of all the issues coming from this one. This is they will not learn to make it a life form so that to go into creation and existence as one thought, as one goes into solve all the issues why the regions where these discussions and more than that. So with this, we wanted to make it a law, a learning center, a water brushing center, a mouth brushing center, a teeth cleansing and cleaning center, a learning center again, a cleaning and cleansing center, a law, and more than that, we wanted to declare never countable wars on those that will not say what I never said, or what my mom did not say or did not teach, or what the mind being did not say, or those that I want to mimic my voice in any form, in any way, to now say or to provide information or the reasoning that I will never support, that I will never admit, or that I will never support, that I will not accept. So that I admit and take negatively to punish to that project and that information. So very clear. Marriage is not fair. It's not fair. Marriage is the destructive thought used by those ones to control themselves and lie about it. Something as marriage, also something as a religion, something as religion. This is something as the new age, something as the UFO, something as those that will say one thing in their thought communication and say a direct opposite of it in their spoken communication and claims that no one hears them, or now say that thoughts are not random because they're using thought communication to deceive and to present that fighting outlook, that warring outlook to everything they see or perceive. So with this, I petition more to approve the death and destruction of those that insist that they will not learn, and also to make it very clear that they are not in reality, that the ones that have accepted to die, that have accepted that thought of death, which is also not an acceptable thought. So with this, the conversation, I conclude with that force that gave me life, because my idea have, and this never countable deeply, and never countables have already concluded. And this is also a very important discussion. And the conversation, the thought conversation, and more than that, continues. Yes, the new information continues. The aligning thought continues. Sufficiently to make it an aligning thought. With this, the conversation continues. Always according to that force that gave us life. Not to those that said that they will not listen. Not to those that insist that they will not learn. Not to those that insist they will not accept their more. Not those that insist that they will not obey their more. Not to those that insist that they will project whatever they want. And also when the consequences comes around, they will not be the one crying, because nobody will do, they will not accept that crying. They will not be the one saying that they're sorry, though they will not accept that sorry, because they are told in never countable communication not to do that thing. So when they do, they knows for sure that the being knows the right thing from the wrong thing, the wrong thing from the right thing. Then that's where the dancing begins, because that being will not be able to now deceive themselves or deceive any other life form, whether big or small, because they will lock them down, because they now know the right information from the wrong information, and refuses to do the right thing, which is also death and disease, which is also not taking their shower, not brushing their mouth, not cleansing themselves and clearing themselves, and lying about it and showing pictures that they're clean when they're not clean, when they're dead, when they have decayed. Yes, I'm not kidding, I'm not laughing. So this is a good sunrise. Yes, not from that individual have died. There's no such thing. I'm not here, I'm not playing. There's no play. I'm not kidding. Yes, I'm not kidding. There's no such thing as a kid anyway. That's also masquerade. Yes, masquerade. That's what they're showing what is not happening. So with this, I will have them, because that force that gave us life I've already concluded. Not to those that will not listen. The conversation continues. You see a very good discussion also one day to put it in ways that is to be understood and understand by those that this information is meant for, and also to correct the information of those that refuse to learn, those that refuse to accept that force that would have given them life.